it's got to feel good. But I want to ask you guys a question. I mean, Peyton is under so much scrutiny here, and people are just saying it's his last year. You know, he should have retired after last season. He's trying to fit into this new offense. They're trying to run the ball. They started out the year with him under center. Well, they've totally abandoned that. Does he look kind of lost and kind of like still trying to find his way to you guys? You've seen him for so many years.
I've seen him for years, but I'm going to turn to Jim Sorgi, who was Peyton's backup for many years here with the Colts, and you got a good look at him. What did you make out of old 18?
Well, I do think there's a little bit of a difference in him. He's not winning games like he could have with just on his arm and like he did in the past, but I think the intelligence is still there. And I got to admit, you guys, the Broncos receivers dropped a ton of balls last night again.
Oh,
they've been dropping balls all over the place. Emmanuel Sanders, I remember seeing one down the sidelines. He had the ball in his hands. It would have been a huge play for the Broncos, and he just flat out drops it. And it just seems like some of those players, especially Sanders, just gets caught up in the emotion of the game and about himself. And then Demaryius Thomas dropping balls, and Owen Daniels at times dropping balls. So it just seems like sometimes there's not given a lot of help, to be honest.
Yeah, Jim, I think you're exactly right. They've kind of switched from the run-first offense, Peyton under center. We're gonna do this thing no matter what. They've gone to the pistol a little bit, back to the shotgun. But you're right. I mean, Demaryius Thomas a few weeks ago before the bye week, he dropped 4 balls right in his hands that would have probably given Peyton 100 yards more of passing yardage. And then, yesterday, Emmanuel Sanders, guys are dropping balls all over the place, which when you look at the final stats and the passer rating and, your percentage, your passing percentage, completion percentage, it looks bad, but it's really not your fault. So I think you're right. I think he's not getting a lot of help. And when he's needed to come through, when he's needed to lead a fourth quarter drive, either to tie a game or to go ahead in a game or to ice a game, he's done that all year long. He has come through when he's needed. Yesterday, the fourth quarter pick killed him. He didn't get a chance in the end to lead a drive to maybe tie or win the game. So it fell that way yesterday. But all the talk about Peyton and we got to see what happens at the end of the year. You can't judge him, I don't think, 8 games into a season with a new head coach, without Julius Thomas there, and with a new system as well.
Well, I got to be honest. You remember kind of toward the end of Brett Favre's career, how bad he played for a couple of seasons and just kept going. Then he obviously had the really good year when he was with Minnesota. Right. Peyton's never really had that bad year. You know, he's always going to be consistent. He's always going to give you a couple touchdowns. Last night, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it looked like he was pressured more last night than he had been all season, which both interceptions were because of the pressure we put on him.
Right,
and
get as he threw. Yeah.
There was no run game involved last night. We shut it down early, the Colts did, and then putting that pressure on him really kind of it was a perfect storm. We played really well, and it just seemed like they didn't have their best game.
Well, I tell you what, guys. I mean, at some point, maybe later on in the season, in the postseason, we may meet again and see what happens here. But
deja vu.
What a crazy game yesterday! It really was. All the dynamics of Peyton coming back and the records at stake, and the picks and the penalties, and you know what? We got 2 first-place teams here, so we'll see what happens.
It's not all bad, right?
Great second half of the season.
Hey, last thing, what is the general consensus out there about Peyton, when he's going to retire? I mean, is this the season? Does he have a couple years left? What's the buzz out there at the Broncos facility?
Well, you know, he had to take a pay cut to come back this year. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what the financial situation would be at the end of this season. I think we need to find out where this ends up, where this season goes. If they win the division, if they win a couple games in the playoffs, if they get to the Super Bowl and lose, if they win the Super Bowl, that's another thing. You go out on top like John Elway did, retire, Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, this one's for John.
Most wins in the NFL as a quarterback, NFL passing yardage leader, raise the trophy and go. I don't know. I mean, I can't see Peyton going to another team at age 40. I just don't see that happening. I would think that he'd have to win the division, win a couple games in the playoffs, at least get to the Super Bowl, have a great second half of the year, and then come back for one more year. I don't know. But the consensus is probably 50-50. A lot of people here in Denver say this is it for him. There's no way. He's in the 30s in passer rating. He's leading the league in interceptions. Is that going to get any better with another year of age? Who knows? So a lot of people think this is it. This is do or die, final season for Peyton. I don't know how Peyton feels because he doesn't talk about that stuff. You guys know that. But we'll have to see what happens at the end of the season, see where they get, see how he finishes, and go from there.
Lano Bienvenu, a sports director at KMGH, the ABC television station out in Denver. Thanks a lot. I'm doing your show in like an hour and a half, right?
Don't forget, buddy.
I'll be there.
We're going to grill you hard. Don't worry. This was easy. You guys are great, but we're coming after you.
Oh, wait a minute. I was nice to you. You be nice to me, okay?
All right, man.
All right, man. See you in a little bit.
All right, talk to you.
Nicely done. What do you think?
Last season?
18?
If he wins a Super Bowl, he's done.
Okay.
Because he's breaking 2 monster records this year. So if he gets to the top of the pinnacle again, I think he calls it quits. If he doesn't, I don't know the answer to that. I didn't think he'd play to this age,
right,
to be honest with you. And it's not going great this year. It's not going terrible, but it's not going great. And but there's always something that's going to bring him back. And he really loves to play the game. He loves the locker room. He loves the guys. He loves the chess match between his offense and the defense they're playing against. Right. He's the best ever at it. But I think that one Super Bowl is just kind of staring him in the face, and because he got to 2 others, once with the Colts, once with the Broncos, and lost them both. Baby brother Eli's got 2. Tom Brady's got 4.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, and I think if he wins it and breaks those records, and
he hops on the white stallion and rides off into the sunset.
He goes and hangs out with the kids, and I mean his opportunities after the game of football would be.
Oh, he's going to have his pick of the litter. I mean, he's going to do, he's going to have more offers after the game than he probably has during the game. So.
But I can't, if it doesn't go well and they lose in first round, second round of the playoffs, and things continue throughout the season like they are right now, I can't. Health is going to be a big issue too. Can he stay healthy for the rest of the season? So there's a lot of factors to add up.
All right.